Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah. It's good stuff.
Welcome back to Big Mama's house, y'all. Mama and Papa are here with you today to talk about Welcome to Plathville, Season 6, Episodes 7 and 8.
Hi, y'all.
Hey, welcome everybody, new and old. Sorry about this being a twofer. We had some technical difficulties last week and some health issues. So you're going to get a twofer today.
Double fun.
Or double trouble, which
Double
could,
trouble.
ooh,
Yeah, both.
we don't know.
Both.
Okay, beginning of episode 7, I just want to have a public service announcement to Veronica Peters. If you hurt Micah, the world will come for you.
I don't think she's gonna.
Like, Micah is like a sweet little baby. I'm just saying that's like his like soul. You know, it's very young and innocent. And even I'm sure he's had all the sex and whatnot. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about his spirit. You know what I mean?
I'm thinking if anybody hurts anybody, it's gonna be him hurting her.
Do you think so? I mean,
I do.
He'll be the one breaking up, I
Yeah.
think. Absolutely. That's just my public service announcement, my personal feeling. So, okay, in this episode, Kim is dropping the girls off to Barry.
Episode 7.
Yes,
Okay, we gotta make sure.
I already said that.
I know you did, but I just want to make everybody know that it's 7.
It's 7, y'all. Okay. And Kim is dropping off the girls to Barry, and they do a week on, week off custody thing. So that's why the girls have to have basically, everything from house to house, because from week to week, they literally have a different home.
That would be so rough on them.
Or maybe they really like it that way. I mean, I like it better than only seeing a parent on the weekends.
Yeah.
It would be hard having that week off where like my kids were away. Um, but
But Kim gets to do whatever she wants for that week. Same with Barry.
true. I know it would just be hard on me as a mom. You know that. I don't even like it when my kids go away on a sleepover, which they did plenty of. But I didn't like it. And they say that Amber, who is like 14 years old, um, she teaches gymnastics 2 days a week, and she teaches line dancing, which she was doing a couple episodes ago. Like, how many jobs does this little girl have?
And plus she has Plathville.
Right, and I know she has homeschool still. Yeah, it's like
They're giving her a way longer leash, I guess you can say, than they ever did Ethan.
well, yeah, and they acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy.
I mean, her working is not really a leash, but getting out of the house, she's getting out of the house more than what Ethan and Mike and all of them did.
Yeah.
Out of the yard more, that she's not climbing trees like those other boys did back in the day.
Right. And then we find out Barry basically admits that he's holding up the divorce because of money. Because they said because of the division of assets.
Just because.
And it's because of what I've been saying this entire time.
Yeah.
That he just wants all the money and doesn't want to give her anything.
He's just spiteful.
Because she never worked all those years, despite being his, broodmare and taking care of all the children.
She did work. She was the mom. Being a mom, a stay-at-home mom.
Wanted.
Being a stay-at-home mom.
He wanted and basically demanded that she be a stay-at-home mom.
It's a job. Being a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad is a job.
1,000%.
Yes.
1,000%. And we find out also that it's been months since Ethan saw Kim. So when we just saw a couple episodes ago, they were, hanging out at the boat and all that. So this episode has been months since then.
Yeah, so they're really.
I'm trying to keep the timeline
They're
out.
really
You know what I
spacing
mean?
out the episode, I was saying.
Because they don't have a lot going on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They might have 2 filming days a month where they actually have something interesting going on.
It's been quite interesting the last couple episodes, though.
And I think the rest of the season is going to be really good.
No spoiler.
I don't. I'm just saying I think it is.
Okay.
From the way things are going right now. And I had an epiphany at this point too.
Tiffany had an epiphany.
Mama had an epiphany.
Same thing. Yes, sorry.
So the epiphany is Barry holding out, hoping that Kim will come back to him?
No, he's just being an asshole.
You don't think so?
No, I don't
Because
think
he believes that marriage is forever.
I don't think he would take her back. I think he would make her beg and plead to take him back. He looks like that kind of person.
Maybe, and I'm just saying, is that maybe part of his
No.
reason for stalling?
No. He just being a jerk.
What do you guys think? Let us know. What do you think that it's possible that Barry's holding it up because he's hoping they can get back together? Let us know what you think.
Does his face on these episodes look like he wants to get back together with her? He just wants to be.
He was the same face when he was with her, so maybe he, still considers himself married.
I know he only has one face.
I know. No, there's the one normal, like, creepy smile, and there's the one that has the crazy eyes. So there's two.
He's got the goofy eyes too, goofy face, right?
And so Ethan is visiting Caro in this episode. It says he never really wanted to move away, and as we all know, that was the fight that he and Olivia used to have all the time.
Yeah.
Because she hated it there and wanted to move away. And Lydia is turning 20, and her siblings are planning a surprise party for her. And
oh yeah, Lydia, that's right.
yeah, and so like they're all acting like they don't know her birthday's around the corner, and
I just feel so bad because I keep forgetting about Lydia every episode.
oh,
I know it's just she seems like a really nice girl, right? Really great person.
yeah.
Okay? But she just has no, I don't know, like no flair, I guess you could say. Like
It doesn't really stand out.
exactly like the Mariahs. I mean, she makes herself stand out, right?
Yeah.
And Ethan and Micah, they all stand out because of the cameras always follow them. But the cameras don't always follow Lydia.
But the reason the cameras follow them is because they're very open about everything, and Lydia's very private.
And that's why I forgot about her.
And the same thing with Isaac. Isaac is pretty private about his private life. He's okay being on camera with his family, but everything else isn't really, to even talked about.
To be completely honest with you right now, I forgot about him too.
You have memory problems, my love, so
Sorry.
we're not gonna take all that into consideration.
Sorry, Lydia and Isaac. I'm sorry.
And then after the first commercial, Olivia chose to be a cooking wife. Decided she didn't want to, or was too lazy. After setting an expectation, Ethan, that she was gonna cook for him every day.
I'm going to say my comment for this later.
Then blamed Ethan for wanting it.
Like I said, I'm going to save my comment for this later because this pops up later on.
Okay. And my thought was, what the fuck? Because I know that, people change their minds, what they change personally and all that. But, like, then you talk to your partner about that and say, hey, I'm not really into cooking every single day. What are some compromises we can make about that? And that's what good partners do. And none of, like we said from episode 1, there is no communication amongst these people in their relationships, or there wasn't.
I think she fell out of love with Ethan a long time ago, and it's way before the divorce. And I think she only stuck with him
because of the show. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
And Olivia said she's been on 3 dates and now is dating long distance some dude who, quote, could have potential after a few months after signing their divorce papers. So, again, she's moving really quickly.
Jeez, I got
It's
that.
only been a few months. Hold on, y'all. Sorry, y'all. We have a lot of furry people living in our house, and they were having a little bit of a altercation. We had to handle that. So anyway, again, a few months after signing your divorce papers, I know that they were separated 9 months before that, but still saying that she's been on 3 dates with someone and thinking they have potential, like as a mate already,
Yeah.
That's a little fast. I mean, I know we can't really say anything because of how our. If you want to know about our story, you can go back and listen to our personal ones, and you'll know all about our love
Yeah, way
story.
back in season 1.
I'm talking about ours.
Yeah,
Yeah, our
season.
the Big Mama.
Oh yeah, the big mama house episode about the families. Yeah. Sorry, not Plathville episodes.
And so all through this episode so far, they've all been acting like they can't hang out with Lydia for her birthday because they had whatever going on and they forgot about it and all that stuff. So, and evidently it's on a Sunday because Barry takes all the
The girl at church.
younger girls to church while the older kids decorate the restaurant for Olivia's surprise party. And Ethan and Mariah joke about finding a blind date for Barry. And I think that would be hilarious and worth being on the show, don't you?
When his date has to be blind to go out with him.
And deaf.
Sorry, not just my.
If y'all are Barry fans, I apologize. It's just easy.
That's just my wit coming out on me.
It is. So after the second commercial, Ethan said he really likes hanging out with the family with no Olivia drama. And I'm like, me too, dude. It's so much nicer now without her there.
I mean, she's still on the show, but yeah.
She's not
She's not
there
with the-
tormenting the Plaths. And Micah is very excited. He gets to take Olivia to the party. So yeah, like he's the driver who gets to pretend all the whole way. I think that's fun. You know, I love surprise parties.
I
Or
know
any parties in general.
Mike is the fun one, so yeah, Micah got to do that.
Yeah, I think, yeah, he's excited about it. After the third commercial, Olivia and her sister Lydia, not our Lydia, but her sister Lydia Grace, who's visiting, try on wigs to be hosed in, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but teenagers do things like this. Teenage girls, with the makeup and the different hairstyles and the, wigs and all that stuff.
Or
Maybe-
dancers.
I don't, and I know that she's only 25, but they were acting very, very immature, in my opinion.
I'm thinking, this is Lydia, all right? She really wasn't able to be a teenager because she was married so young. Okay, but now she's experiencing things.
Olivia.
Oh, sorry, Olivia.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Olivia. But now she's experiencing things. So I mean, you know how people with depression, they get older, but they're always back at that age of that, like say 16-year-olds get depressed, but they're 20, but they go back, they get a 16-year-old mind.
Yeah.
I think that's the same thing with Olivia. Except because she was married so young, and then in her family,
Well, so was I.
the way she was raised.
I mean, I don't know.
You had your hoe days before me.
Well, I don't know how much of a hoe you consider it to be, but yes, I dated between my ex-husband and Neil.
Okay, but I'm saying, yeah, you had your hoe days.
Whatever. Anyway, so we're back at Lydia's birthday party, and while they're waiting for Lydia to get there, Barry tells her birth story. Or no, I'm sorry, this is after the party, the surprise.
Oh yeah,
Started.
really surprised you.
Sorry, my bad.
And you know what? Lydia was really surprised.
She really was,
Yes.
but they were all very happy,
Yeah.
and she almost was in tears. She's like, they're actually doing something for me,
They
and
remembered me, is what she's.
yeah, because being the middle child, like you said, she's not super exciting, so she's just easily forgotten.
And she's pretty exciting for her family. It's just me. I just don't.
Well, I like all of them.
Yeah.
I could, I don't know much about the little girls yet because, they're not really growing on the show or whatever. I like Amber though. She's sassy and she reminds me of
Yeah, she was sassy with her mom.
me.
Yeah, she was sassy with her mom there a few seasons ago.
Yeah, and but I think that's just the way she talks. I don't think she means it in any like sassy way. I think that's just how she talks.
I think she made it in a sassy way.
I mean, she very well could, but
Yeah.
I've just heard her say other things in the meantime
Yeah.
the same way, but there didn't seem to be a sass to it.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't
that.
know.
But that one time that she talked to her mom.
Yeah, that
yeah.
probably was.
Yeah.
So Barry tells Lydia's birth story where Tim ended up biting Barry's thigh. And that story really embarrassed him.
I don't remember that part. Kim biting Barry's thigh.
Yeah, I guess it was like as she was like at the end and she was pushing and everything.
This is in the car.
Yeah, they were in the
Yeah.
car
Mhm.
and he was driving on this bumpy road and it pushed her into, baby coming out. And as she was trying to not give birth,
Yeah.
she bit his thigh like the,
Or she was face first giving birth. What are you driving?
I think it was more of she was laying on her side and her head was like on his leg.
Okay.
Um,
She's like biting his knee or whatever.
and
Yeah.
either way,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to,
picture it.
no.
No, we're good. Yeah.
Sorry.
And I agree. He's telling the story like he was somehow the hero of it.
Yeah.
Whenever Kim was really the one that did everything,
Like he's the
hard work.
And I don't care. Barry cannot be funny. Okay, Barry has that look
Smug.
and that voice
Smug.
that is just there's nothing funny
No.
about Barry at all. So if he's
No.
trying to be funny, there is no funny.
Like Barry gave Lydia some small potted shrubs because of a Monty Python movie joke that they.
Rotary.
Yeah, whatever that
I
means.
have no idea.
I don't know. I've never seen Monty Python.
I have, but I don't remember any of that in any of the Monty Python.
Yeah, I don't either. So, he and Lydia thought it was hilarious, which is great. A dad-daughter
Yeah.
moment, and they get it, so that's all that
Yeah,
matters.
well, the way they were talking, it sounded like it was Monty Python and the Holy Grail, is what it sounded like.
I wouldn't.
But I've seen it like 30 years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe longer. But, I don't remember that part.
I don't either.
I'm not saying it's not in there, I just don't remember.
So then we see Kim and Amber, who I guess that's why she got two jobs, is to buy expensive gifts.
Yeah.
They got Lydia an electric violin that she has been wanting forever, which, I mean, they're expensive, and so I mean that was an amazing gift. It was one that was thoughtful. They know that she loves playing the violin, that she records her own music and writes her own music, and that this way she can play anywhere
Yeah.
without disturbing neighbors or other people, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's a very thoughtful gift, in my opinion. And me, I like being thoughtful with my gifts. I like to think about what a person likes or what they're into, and I try to. And so thoughtful gifts, I really appreciate.
Do you think Barry thought about a thoughtful gift for Lydia?
I think he thought that those tiny little shrubs were a thoughtful gift because it was an inside joke between them.
But it's not really a gift. I mean, if it's a gag gift, it's not a gift. See what I'm saying?
I don't think it's like a gag gift per se. I think it's just an inside joke gift.
It's still not a gift.
I agree.
Jeans.
He's the one with all the money, and he's giving her like these little crap gifts.
Yeah,
I hope he got her something else.
and Kim is broke on a boat, and she's buying electric guitars. Or,
Right.
sorry, electric violins.
Right?
Little guitars.
Mhm.
I
I completely agree. It's very frustrating to me. So after commercial 4,
Too bad Kim wasn't there.
Kim got her a dunk tank, and for $5 a ball, you can try to dunk the mom, and all the proceeds go to Lydia for her birthday.
And that's very thoughtful too. I think Lydia or Kim.
And fun.
Kim had the most thoughtful gifts of all.
So instead of just handing her a card with money in it, it involves the whole family.
And who doesn't want to dunk their mom?
Right, and you get to, it's fun for the whole family, and then, it's just, I don't know, if Kim didn't come up with the idea, it's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, she probably did.
This is like the winter, and the water was really cold, and so is the weather, and she had the balls to do it out in public,
Yeah.
like on the course,
Like an alley or like a parking lot.
Well, it looked like a little like a side street, yes, but it was like businesses and things.
Yes. You could,
So yeah, that she had some balls, man. Getting in a swimsuit in the wintertime in front of everybody who could have wandered by. That's balls. I give her props for that.
not Barry.
What do you mean?
Barry didn't have no balls to get in there.
That's right. He would never, and even said he'd never do it.
Yeah.
Because he's no fun.
You know why? Because he was mad. You could see his face that he wasn't very happy with the whole dunk tank thing because Kim thought of it and not Barry.
And it was a surprise, and he couldn't claim any credit.
Exactly.
And obviously it was more fun. Everybody loved it.
He can't claim that, he helped Sam with labor, with the whole
Right,
dunk
giving
tank.
birth.
Yeah.
And so Mike said knocking her in would be the quote highlight of my month. And for a 22-year-old young man, that's sad, in my opinion. I mean, the joke of knocking your mom in the water is a highlight of your whole month.
You think that would have been Barry's highlight? Why didn't Barry buy some balls and try to dunk her?
Because he loves her.
You can still try to dunk her.
You wouldn't dunk me, would you? I'm looking at you in your face.
Yeah,
Different expressions.
I'm thinking of a correct, safe answer.
Would you dunk me? I'd be okay with that.
Yes, I would dunk you.
Okay.
In a dunk tank, not like in a pool or dunk your head or nothing.
No, I'd be okay with that.
And let me tell you about a story about
Would the
dunk tank.
proceeds be going to a good cause?
No proceeds, just for fun.
Oh, screw that. I'm not gonna be, okay, is it warm water and warm weather?
No, it's middle of winter time.
If there's no good, no.
Anywhere near your bathing suit.
If there's no good cause for money to go to, screw that.
Oh, I got on a dunk tank once.
And what were the proceeds going to?
It was a carnival, so I'm not really sure. Those would do a proceeds were going somewhere.
I know, so now we gotta move on, sir.
That was in jeans.
Well, that's your problem.
It was a last minute thing. The person I was supposed to be in the dunk tank chickened out or something, so they asked coach.
It takes balls.
They asked coach to get in there, and coach was just walking around, and I'm like in my jeans and t-shirt and whatever, and I'm like, sure, I'll get in there. Sneakers.
Oh, you didn't even take your shoes off?
No, and I walked.
You're a dummy.
I walked from mom and dad's down.
I know, that's a long walk.
It is, and it was some
And you
summer.
were in wet jeans and wet shoes, squishing all the way home.
Squish.
All right, fun story.
Yeah, fun story.
So anyway, everybody took a turn except Barry, and Micah finally ended up knocking her in, and everybody, it was fun. Kim was fine with that. She had fun.
Somebody really needs to teach these boys how to throw a ball, though.
That was what I was thinking.
I was like, what? Like Ethan.
Like you can tell they never played sports.
You can tell they never threw a ball, at least.
They didn't go to public school. They didn't have like sports teams that they went and played at in town.
You know what? They've done things that I've never done. So, if they ever see me milking a cow or something, they'll be like, boy, you can easily milk a cow.
True. That's very true.
Yeah. So it's just, or climb a tree. I've climbed trees, but I'm
apples and oranges, but it's equal in each hand, right?
Yep.
And Kim said that next time there's a family event, she's bringing Ken. And I am like, yeah, it's about time. They've been together for like a year and a half, 2 years now.
It's been a while.
And I'm trying to tell you, how I get my vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and my gut is usually like, what percent would you say my gut is true?
90.
Okay. Well, I don't feel good about Veronica. I don't know. I don't know.
I've actually changed my tune about Veronica.
I just have vibes about people. No, it's bad vibes. I don't know why. I never know why. I'm bad vibes.
You think it's because of the show? You think she just came out, public with the relationship because of the show, so she gets some 5 minutes of fame?
Maybe because, she's
like the other dude.
She does stuff with real estate, and the more famous she is, the more people are going to want her.
It's also going to help Micah. If they're living together, and they're together, making money with the real estate is going to help Micah also.
How's that helping Micah?
Because if they're going to be getting married or whatever down the line, they're married, their money's going to be each other's.
What's that got to do with anything?
It's going to help Micah if she gets popular and then starts like selling.
Talking about him have money.
Yes, he'll have money. Yes.
I don't think she's big on sharing.
I don't know.
I think she's big on yours and mine.
Here's the thing. We're going to finish this episode, and I'll tell you about my opinion on Veronica at the next episode.
Okie dokes. And then we end with Olivia's dating and saying, quote, when she got hooked up with a guy
from the East Coast
and said, quote, I'm gonna go home and meet my cat. And she said she had no clue what that meant. But she ended up, I guess, having a hoe phase.
I don't.
That's what she called it.
You know what? To be completely honest with you, I don't know what that means either. A guy asking a girl to go home and see his cat. I have no idea what that means.
I think it's stupid. I mean, but I would infer it if somebody said that to me.
I would think it would be a cat.
That's because
No, hold on.
this
No,
is
no,
my
no.
darling.
No. If a guy, all right, say I was a woman, all right, and a guy would say, hey, just go home and see my cat, I wouldn't think of sex from a guy with a cat.
If you had been a girl your whole life with all the programming that we have, that's what you think of because you always have to protect yourself against being assaulted.
If a woman would come to me, say I was at the bar many years
Women
ago,
don't say that. It's men say it to women
I don't understand the cat reference. I don't.
because it's a pussy.
Okay. But the men don't have it.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. Anywho, that is the end of Welcome to Plathville, Season 6, Episode 7.
If he'd have said, let's go home and grill some bratwurst, then I would get it.
Okay, anyway. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Season 6, Episode 8. And we open with Micah and Veronica on the beach, and which is basically in their backyard, which they don't usually go to, and that makes me crazy because I would give anything to live by like right on the beach like that. And
And I think she's, I don't know. She's like, takes it for granted.
oh yeah, I think she's probably grew up in California,
Yeah.
so
There's always been a beach,
yeah.
around where she's at. So
I can't believe Micah just takes it for granted because
maybe he forgot where he came from.
maybe
Because he's been in California for so long.
well they're in Florida now.
Well, Florida, California. I mean, he's been in California on the beach just for so long.
Yeah, or maybe she's a Florida girl and just grew up at the beach everywhere. Sorry, not California. And Veronica said that she didn't want to go public because she didn't want to lose her privacy. And
Too late.
I'm sorry, but when you date a famous person and a celebrity of any kind, you have to expect that. I mean, am I wrong?
No, and I think as the seasons go on, as Micah gets older, okay, and as Micah gets more into like he hasn't said much about modeling, but I'm sure modeling and acting is going to be in his future.
Okay.
Okay, their privacy is not going to be. They're going to get less and less privacy.
I mean,
Forget about private
as long as the show lasts, and I'm really hoping it lasts at least another couple of seasons.
Even if it doesn't, I think Mike is probably the most popular one of the kids.
Mike and Mariah, yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I think actually Mike is probably more popular than Mariah.
Probably.
All right. Because of Mike,
But I always
more outgoing.
for my girl though, you know.
Mike is more outgoing. All right.
Yes.
And he was, well, maybe not with the show, but he was modeling for a while there, and he wants to get into acting.
Yeah.
I think after the show is over, I think Mike is going to have more of a future.
I hope so.
I think Mariah's going to have one too, but
because I think he could be happier when he's a little bit older, like in like 5 years or so, settling down and doing the physical labor thing because he loves that too.
yeah.
But right now when he's young, he should try to do the modeling and acting thing and exploring and all that because he's very young to be settled down when he has such a large range of options open to him. That's my opinion. But then Veronica says that Micah has a quote, golden retriever mentality. And
That's just frisbee.
No, that he's just very loving and, happy and loyal.
I would take the more loyal thing more than anything else. Yes.
But I don't like anybody referring to someone as an animal. That bothers me. She could have used many other words to describe him.
She could have said loyal.
Anything. Use actual adjectives. So that just bugged me. When they're talking about how she didn't know how he would like it because she's taller than him, making a point to point that out, even though we have eyeballs. And obviously she's a little taller than him. And me personally, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'll stand by my personal preference. I couldn't date a guy shorter than me. You're probably the shortest guy I've ever been with.
I'm much shorter than you.
You were not. You were taller than me.
Yes, I'm tall.
And as I keep shrinking, as my spine deteriorates, you'll get taller and taller than me.
It's my high heels I wear. My stilettos just keep getting taller and taller.
Oh my God, stop. And then Micah says he admires Veronica's work ethic, but her style is, quote, more bougie than him.
She's bougie. How's
But,
Micah use a bigger wood? I don't know.
like, fancy, expensive,
Okay.
whatever.
That's probably I don't know.
He said she likes Pink, Taylor Swift, Paris Hilton, all that kind of stuff.
Girly things.
Yeah. And he's into motorcycles, diesel trucks, guys.
Yeah.
And so, okay, here's my personal note here. They are too different. They won't last. Let me tell you, as someone who married very young and didn't know any better, I was 18. I had my oldest daughter when I was 17.
Mallow.
Yes, Mallow. And I didn't realize until a couple of years in, and I was growing up and maturing and learning, that we had nothing really in common. Like our morals were different, our interests were different. And when I was younger, I just participated in his interests because I wanted to do, I just wanted to be around him.
Yeah.
And he never did that for me. And when they're too different, and she seems like my ex, that kind of selfish. I'm just saying
You're
that.
comparing her to him?
Yep, a little bit. I'm just saying.
And he's not even gonna have a pen name on here. He's just gonna be getting referred to as him.
The ex. She's very serious and critical and awkward,
She's very awkward.
And Mike is open and energetic and accepting. And so, I mean, not to mention, like, again, everything in their home is her.
But don't you think he was kind of awkward around her tonight on the beach? I think he kind of was.
Yeah, they're always awkward together.
Yeah.
It's like he's like trying really hard to not say or do the wrong thing.
Especially in front of the camera.
Because, as he admitted, they had some pretty big fights. So the producers asks, are they in love? And Micah says, and I quote, I think we're in real love. It's not all bliss, but we love each other. And I'm thinking, they should still be in the honeymoon phase. They've only lived together for a few months.
What does he mean?
What do you mean?
So he loves her, but he's not like happy in love with her?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like us. We're in love, but I mean, we're not like in bliss. Like, oh my gosh, back when we were first dating.
That would actually look better if it was on camera.
I know, but you liked it anyway. That
Okay, we're here.
I just think they should still be in their honeymoon phase. Dating long distance isn't, but when you live together, and even if it's been like 6 months or less, they should still be in their honeymoon phase.
He does seem rather stuck up.
And critical.
Yeah.
So critical. And I can't stand
people. You think
people
her and
like
Olivia would get along? I actually don't think they would.
I think they're both type A and they don't want other type A's around because they can't bully them into doing what they want. Period.
Yeah.
It all comes down to psychology. So we're over with Olivia and her sister Lydia. Sorry, my blah, 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 tonight.
No.
And they are going to a farm to milk cows because they grew up on a farm. And then they talk about their upbringing a little bit. And Olivia said she has a lot to learn about sex because they grew up in a, quote, purity culture. And that means like it's all about being pure and whatever, and that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else is discussed. You don't do it until you're married, period. No information given.
But Lydia knows a lot about it.
Maybe. I mean, here, let's be real.
They're both sheltered.
Most people who are just down for like a casual relationship, which is all she wants.
Yes.
You don't get deep into that trust thing and all that stuff. So most of the time when you're dating someone, just doing that casual sex hookup, like a fuck buddy, basically.
Yeah, benefits.
You don't get into like, hey, do you want to experiment and do this? Or hey, do you want to experiment and do that? Until you've been
Yeah.
doing that for a while. So basically you just get a lot of missionary or maybe doggy. You know, I'm just saying, maybe if you're lucky, a 69.
You just really threw the family oriented thing out right out the window in this conversation.
No, I've never been family oriented. I've always straight up honest with everybody. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do, and we should move on.
Okay. I'm just saying it's a lot of people grow up not knowing anything about their bodies or what they want or what they like. I'm just saying.
But her and Lydia actually did, I mean, not know what they wanted or what they liked because they weren't allowed to.
Exactly. And a lot of people, grow up that way. Because most parents aren't like, hey, this is how you make a girl have a great time, or hey, this is how you make your man happy.
Not supposed to anyway.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so like you have to learn either online or from your friends or just, experimenting together with someone you trust. It's hard to figure out what's what. And they were raised to believe that women or, wives, were there just to serve their man. So,
And I don't know how a dad, all right, could let their daughters believe that kind of stuff.
because they believe it.
Well, I think that's just bad. That's a bad dad, in my opinion.
I mean, that's what Barry
Bad
did.
husband. I think Barry's a bad dad. Or was. Maybe he's trying now, trying to be better, but at the time, he was a bad
I
dad.
don't think he's changed much.
And he was a bad husband,
Mm-hmm.
making his wife do all that stuff,
I agree, because when you're a parent, you don't get time off.
making his wife be the heavy, because
Yeah.
now it's affecting her.
Yeah, all the resentment's on her, and he knew it, and that's why he did it that way.
Yep.
So after the first commercial, Ethan is with Amber, Cassia, and Mercy at the farm, burning brush, and some logs and whatever, and he was talking to them about his divorce. And he said he feels like a bad example for them.
And I was sitting there thinking, why? Because most people anymore, unfortunately, are divorced. So basically, right now, we're the minority. He's the majority.
Well, I know, but he was raised to believe that divorce was a big no-no. You're going to hell.
Yes.
It's not. It's a nuclear option.
But now that his mom and dad are actually getting divorced,
It doesn't matter. He still believes it.
I'm not saying, but that's going to be awkward for the siblings, for the girls.
Well, they're
because
not divorced.
They're getting
Yeah.
divorced. They're
They're
separated.
not divorced.
But they're divorced. Okay, not officially as far as
Right. No, I was making it clear they're not
I-
officially divorced.
I
yet.
know, but according to the kids and the family, they're done.
Yeah.
Okay, but so it's not unusual for those girls to see. I mean, I know he wanted to be a better example.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point.
He wanted to be the older brother, the better example, the better sibling, But
You said
it's okay.
he never wants that for them.
It's okay, Ethan, because they'd rather see you divorced and happy than with her and unhappy.
Exactly. That's an excellent point, dear.
And I get one of those every once in a while. And that's what he was. That's what he was. He was with her and unhappy, and the
Exactly.
fam did not want to see that.
Exactly. And Ethan said he feels like he still has a lot to learn and doesn't want to make the same mistakes. And I think that's, again, a very proud mama moment where he's recognizing that, hey, I did make mistakes. I don't want to repeat them. I want to go forward and be happy. And the maturity of that, the growing up of that, it is a huge, huge, progress. And I'm very proud of him.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the point here in a minute, like when he was.
Okay, and so back 2 episodes ago, or seasons ago, sorry, there was a whole controversy about him talking about Olivia cooking. And he said, quote, cooking is the way to a man's heart. And with you, I know that's very true. You are happy when there is a nice meal for dinner.
Yeah.
but you don't expect me or any of us to do it by ourselves. If you're home at dinner time, you pitch in.
Like the holidays, pitch in. Yeah.
Or like if you're not here to help
Sunday.
make dinner, you help wash up the dishes and whatnot. So, and he says he didn't mean that every woman should cook 3 meals a day. And he said Olivia used to make dinner every night and it made him feel loved and cared for. That's his love language, basically. Okay.
Mhm.
And he said the same way he did for her by taking care of the vehicles and the house and things like that. So, and that's the way he expresses his love language is by doing something for others.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, that's okay. And I see his point.
yeah,
Now I see his
it's
point.
I do this for you and she does this for me, and we just do it for each other, and it's not a big deal.
I think back then when he said that, shame on the show for letting it go
And
on.
taking it out of context.
Exactly. This should have been cleared up then.
But they want the controversy. It's the
But not
point.
this many years later.
He's clearing it up.
That was a few seasons ago.
That's what I'm saying. That's why he's clearing it up. He's clearing his good name. When he said that stuff about when he was when was the last time you cooked a meal, which was again several seasons ago, it had been 2 years since she had cooked for him. 2 years. And he said it made him feel like she didn't care. I would probably feel the same way because again, there's no communication. Her saying, "Hey, I'm not into cooking all the time. I'm not sure what your expectations are, but can we compromise?" And again, no communication, and that was
Nope.
the doom of their marriage. And he says that he would obviously say it differently now
Yeah.
to make it, not sound quite so barbarian,
Sexist,
Yeah, exactly.
which we thought at the time,
Well, yeah.
and it was. The way it came out, and I think he got some flack from it. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
That's-
People were hating on him for a while.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
And he said that all he wants is a piece of land, a dog, and a quarter horse. So little Mercy hands him a handful of dirt and says, "Here's your land."
Here's a piece of land, yeah.
And I was like, what a cutie pie.
He dropped it. He's like, I don't want that land.
No, but still, what a cutie pie. I mean,
Yes.
I'm obviously meant to play as a joke,
Yes.
but that's clever. Anyway.
And you see all the other kids that were kind of awkward when she did that. I mean, what was the other girl's name?
Cassia and Amber.
Cassie. Oh, no, I know Amber, but Cassie, who
Mhm.
never talks. Okay.
Right.
She actually looked at Mercy and smiled and laughed a little bit.
Yeah. It
And
was cute.
it was. It was.
And then he talks about how Olivia hated everything about her childhood and upbringing and was or is very, very, very negative about everything. And we know that.
Mhm.
We've been seeing that for 6 seasons now. Then we're over with Olivia and Lydia at the farm, and they used to milk cows and goats when they were young on their family farm. And they, had a little
One
race.
memory lane.
Yeah. And then they had a race about who could milk a cow faster. And Olivia did because, she knows how to yank it. And she's very ridiculously competitive over every little thing. You're very, very competitive too.
I would not have a milking race.
Well, you didn't grow up milking.
I will not have a yanking race, whatever they were having there. But you're right. I did not.
And she still claims that she was a stand-in mom for some of the Plath kids.
And I just don't understand.
irks me.
I know. I don't understand what she means.
Because of Mariah. She feels like, she helped Mariah come out in the world, and
She offered Mariah to go with her to help her with her photography.
that's what she feels like. She was like mothering her and teaching her, and
It's not like Kim said,
everything that happened in the first couple of seasons.
it's not like Kim said, "Hey, Olivia, take Mariah with you."
No,
Teach her a
it
few
was
things.
Olivia's idea.
Yeah. She
100%.
shut the hell up. She wasn't mothering nothing.
Agreed.
God.
And Olivia claims that she loved the manual labor of farm work when she was a kid and misses it.
And I don't think she's wrong. I think she probably does.
I think she's soft and couldn't really do a full day of farm work now.
Well, I couldn't either. I couldn't then.
We're talking about her. We're not talking about you.
Which means I can't say anything about it. Because, I mean, she could have been a great farmer.
Maybe. So after the second commercial, we're in Florida with Mariah is with her friend Sydney from the recording studio.
I've never seen it before. This is the first time ever seeing
But
Sydney.
they've been friends for a while, and they met at the recording studio when she was doing her first album, I think. And Sydney, to me, when she was talking, sounds like Olivia did with Ethan. How she loves to show her and teach Mariah new things, like not knowing who Usher was at the Super Bowl. The way she was just talking about being so excited to teach her things and show her things and help her explore. I'm just like, it sounded just like Olivia in season 1.
Was Usher at this past year's Super Bowl?
I have no idea. I don't watch.
I know you don't. But obviously it wasn't a very good halftime show because I don't remember. I'm trying to figure out what Super Bowl they're talking about, like how far this is.
It was last year.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. And they were talking about how Mariah moved home with Barry after her bad breakup, and she's not looking to date anyone right now. And she's almost done with her new album, which I am excited to listen to. I've heard some of the snippets of some of the new songs. I think it could have a lot of.
I didn't even listen to the first album.
I didn't listen to all of it. I listened to a few songs, and a few of them were pretty good. Anyway, yeah. But when it comes out, you and I will have to listen to it and
We'll have to listen
review.
to it. And yeah, definitely review. I'm not sure if they're gonna like my review, but definitely review.
You're very particular though, and that's okay.
I don't like auto-tune. Better not be using it.
She didn't use it in the first one, so I don't know.
Maybe she better. Sorry.
So to the third commercial, Micah and his good buddy Will's back. Well, hey Will.
Hi Will.
We like you. You got good vibes. He's visiting from LA.
Does he look like the type of person that Micah would hang out with?
What do you mean?
He doesn't look like the type of person that Micah would hang out with. Will looks nothing like a party guy or.
Well, whenever they were living in
hanging out on the beach, whatever.
Like he was basically living from place to place. Will was one of the places, and yeah, they all got together and had parties from time to time.
He doesn't seem like it.
You don't have to be a partier to want to drink. You can just go to the party and get the booze,
I know, but I mean, he just doesn't seem like the type of person that would hang out.
Well, he works at a healthcare union, so I hope he's not a big partier.
Well, at least not now, anyway, right?
Right. And Micah said that he and Veronica have their, quote, ups and downs, and said he feels, quote, tied down, but, quote, it's not an untiable knot yet.
Do you think he just sang this to his friends to get pity from his friends or to hang out?
Well, some of this was in the interview too. No. And he said, quote, it's a lot of work.
Well, no kidding.
But again, when you're only a few months into living together, it's just the honeymoon
for a year and a half though.
Long distance.
True. Yeah, you can actually stay together for a long time, long distance. Yeah.
He obviously isn't happy, wants to leave, but doesn't know how because he's never been told how to break up. It's always, oh, you're with someone, marry him. That's it. You know? He's never been taught how to break up.
So what's her name again?
Veronica?
Yeah, you don't think she's gonna last very long?
I hope not, because the vibes off her, I know that he's not happy, and he deserves to be happy. You know, they're just too different. It's my opinion.
And you're right.
He said that Veronica feels abandoned when he goes out of town to see his family or whatever, and he doesn't understand why, because he still calls her 3 times a day.
Another Olivia in the making.
Well, and I understand being insecure. I mean,
go with them.
Exactly, but she was claiming she couldn't either because of work or she didn't want to be.
You're a real estate agent.
In public.
You can go.
She's not a real estate agent. I think she does. Maybe she's an agent. I don't know, but I don't know, but she does. Exactly.
Either way, she can go.
I would think so, yeah. But hey, work is work. You know how that is.
I'll just make an excuse for the other.
Maybe she doesn't like his family.
Maybe she doesn't like Barry.
I think she's one of those people that is so insecure that she wants to, like, hold that person so close that she smothers them because out of insecurity. And it's not conscious, conscious thought. It's just, I love you. I don't want to lose you. So I'm going to make sure that you can't share your love with anyone but me.
Looking at one part with the Beastmaster. What the wings.
Oh. I like it. I like it. I like it. That's good.
I know you would.
And so the producers ask him, "Are you whipped?" And Micah has that nervous laugh, like he can't say anything because Veronica can hear the interviews, and he would, he get in trouble.
Jokingly. I mean,
She doesn't take jokes like that. He has to watch every single thing he says.
I'm whipped.
You're happily whipped.
I'm gonna whip some puppies.
Yeah, we have new neighbors, and they're not used to the banging next door. So hang on, guys. And Micah is confused because Barry says that if he loves Veronica and wants to be committed to her, that means marriage, and Micah isn't sure he wants to do that. And I'm glad that he's not like giving into the peer pressure and, marrying her just because he's supposed to.
Yeah.
If you have any doubts, do not get married. Period.
No, I agree.
And like I said, I used to be a player. I used to explore. That's natural. I'm only 22. I'm very young. And there's a lot of pressure. So, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of pressure on him to either marry her or whatever, but they haven't been together that long. Like, really together. Like, in every day to day.
I think if they actually do break up, or he's gonna be going back to being a player again.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go back to California and
Because he is
modeling.
Because he is only 22.
Exactly. There's no shame in that.
No,
when
there
you're young and before you're married,
Exactly. There's no shame in it. No, and he should be a player. He shouldn't be tied down.
Any of them should, it's fine.
I can't see Ethan being a player.
No, he's way too serious. I mean, he should be with Veronica.
Maybe.
Their personalities are much more suited.
Just might happen in the future.
I'm just saying, they're much more suited personality-wise. So then we're back with Olivia and Lydia, and they're prepping for a sex education party. They're friends we've seen in previous seasons.
Yeah.
Hayden, Capiche, and Amanda are there for the class with Jocelyn, who
How did they become Olivia's friends? They were Micah's friends.
she visited in LA, remember, for the release party for Mariah's first album?
I know, but did he stay in contact, I guess?
Yeah, they must have.
And then Micah didn't stay in contact with him?
Exactly.
I felt kind of awkward watching.
Well, because you're very inhibited.
I'm using big words.
And so Miss Jocelyn opens a bag and starts pulling out dildos and all kinds of.
You see the first thing they actually blurted out.
Yeah, it was a dildo.
But then they showed it laying down.
I know, I don't make no sense.
It's like what? So
the editor guy is gonna get in trouble.
Yeah.
So that's all we see before the commercial for. And they're in California at the sex workshop. Olivia and Lydia said they grew up with sex being a taboo subject, and you get married knowing nothing, and they still have residual shame because of how they were raised.
I guess it would be awkward with them, or for them. I mean,
why? What do you mean awkward?
Well, because they weren't brought up on that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe not so much now as awkward, but as before.
I would be more awkward being there with my little sister. I don't, how I feel? I feel like all my siblings are like someone to take care of, even though they're in their 30s now. Yeah. I don't see them as someone that I can have a sex chat with.
How about would you feel awkward being there with my former boss?
Which former boss?
Yeah, remember back in the day you and
yeah. Well, that's a different podcast.
Sorry,
that's one of our podcasts.
Yeah. I just wanted you to answer the question.
And anyway, so Olivia says that they don't know what they like sexually, and I'm sorry, but that's everybody. Nobody is raised with saying, okay, this is everything you can do and how you do it, and
you're gonna like this,
right? It's like everyone has to explore what they want and what they like. Nobody, I mean, I'm sorry, but if you are bisexual, you kind of know because you have feelings
Yeah.
of attraction for the same gender. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you know if you have feelings like that or not. And, you know,
No, I understand what you're talking about.
okay. And so Miss Jocelyn gave them an anatomy pop quiz. And one of the questions is, what is the most sensitive part of the vulva and what is its purpose? Did you know what it was?
I did. I said it in my head.
You knew, okay, so it was the clitoris, and its purpose is for arousal.
I said that in my head too. I didn't say arousal. I said orgasm.
It very well is good for that too.
In my head. In my head.
And another question is, where is the vulva located? Did you know that one?
In my used car lot. Oh, that's vulva. Never mind.
Vulva. Oh, you're funny. And here's the thing. People can be in love and be compatible and not be sexually compatible. I mean, that's
Or you can be sexually compatible and not compatible.
exactly. That's like most of the people on Grey's Anatomy. They all want to have sex.
Oh, is this a spoiler that you're gonna like teaser? I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna have a Grey's Anatomy a podcast.
all 20
starting-
seasons.
No, I'm not going to be doing all 20 seasons, but I will be doing editorials about things and it will reference things from all 20 seasons. But we will start doing the in detail like we do with this and Sister Wives with Grey's Anatomy.
And I might be part of Grey's Anatomy.
I think you should because you have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
So then we find it says Olivia new dude requires partners to be open about certain things sexually. And to me, that is a big red flag.
First of all, you shouldn't require your person for anything.
Exactly.
You know?
I mean, if you want to try it and be like, hey, I like this, we want to try it and see if you like it, that's one thing. But it's like, hey, if you want to be with me, you have to do this.
That sounds like Ethan.
No, well, it's bullying, in my opinion.
That sounds like remember the whole Ethan dinner thing that we just talked about, right? That sounds like her. Except it's not dinner; it's other stuff.
It's sex or certain sexual things, whatever. Then we find out her new dude's name is Brendan. And they're Brent, yeah. Anyway, that was a joke. Yeah, sorry guys. And they are long distance and not exclusive.
No, it's Brendan, not Brent.
I said Brendan.
I know, no, but the joke is Brent. Brendan is just. I can already tell what this guy's like.
You think?
Yes. And I will just reveal that after we'll probably most likely meeting,
Soon, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to
hear
fame.
We'll hear more about him. So
Right.
we will actually, and I will keep my opinions to myself until I meet him.
Okay, but you've got your vibe about it. Okay.
Right by the name.
And I'm sorry, but this was a really short episode. At the end, even after the preview for the season or whatever, it was like 42 minutes.
I actually don't mind that. I don't mind that.
I'm like, I'd rather have shorter episodes than have them cancel it because there wasn't enough content.
Here's the thing. Okay, so yes, I still watch Days of Our Lives on Peacock. All right, and some episodes are shorter than others, and I like that because I have to go to work right after, of course.
Right, you watch it before.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, 36 minutes. Okay, 36 minutes to waste in the morning to watch this.
Yeah.
And then if the episode's not gonna be that great, it's only 36 minutes.
That's only 36 minutes you wasted.
Exactly.
Okay, guys, that was the end of season 6, episode 7 and 8 of Welcome to Plathville.
Already 7 and 8.
I know, it's crazy how time flies.
8
Before we go, we want to remind everyone that we are dedicating this season to suicide prevention. If you need to talk to anyone, need help, to reach out, all that, to talk on your cell phone, dial 988. If you want to text with someone instead of talking, go to your messenger and do pound 988, and you can text with someone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. in English or Spanish, and they are there to help you. We all know here at Big Mama's house what it's like to be depressed and suicidal or thinking about it and needing someone to, pull you back from that ledge. We get it. So please, please reach out if you are feeling that way. We support you. We are here for you. So stay with us, please. Okay, guys, until next time, we just want to say be safe and take care. All right?
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.